camera now, heads up. Hey, welcome in, people, and welcome to the lovely Skyway Little League Friends and Family Draft, the one I have never fucking won before. And we've been doing this league for over 10 years. This is the one league I cannot win for whatever reason it is. It's been a disaster as we're switching through to
No, that's me. That's me. This one's your show, so I'm trying to. I'm not scheduled to be on this one. I just decided to hijack you. Truth be told, I was going to do my family live draft at 7:30, but I wasn't feeling good. Took a buttload of NyQuil, and I slept through the first 3 rounds. So I decided I'm just going to crash your stream instead.
Fair enough. How'd those first 3 rounds go for you? Did you auto draft?
Yes, I did. I got Tyreek, who I would have taken at 3. I got Kyron, who I don't hate, at the end of the second. The first pick that I didn't really like was Mike Evans in the 3rd, but it is what it is. This is a
this is the keeper league with. It's not like the set rounds you get the keepers. It's just first round keeper. So like you pick whoever you want if you want to keep her at all. So it's kind of weird.
I see some draft pick trading, so I was like, this isn't a redraft league.
Yeah, it's weird. So Sleeper struggles with the keeper settings the way that we do our league is we have to reverse the first round from the second round. It's very complicated. I wish there was an easy way to do it, but like our league struggles with it and has for the last few years. Like we can't get it set up right. So you'll see all the picks are flipped in the first round. So I basically pick 109 as well how I am with Bijan being my keeper. I had the choice of Bijan.
Who's your keeper? So
Garrett Wilson. My team was fucking stacked and they were just terrible last year. The year before I traded like all my players for picks. I was like, all right, we're just tanking. And then I built this great team last year and it just fell apart. It did not work out. Whatever. I was like, man, I can't get it right. Had H-An on the bench. Like it was a really, really good team. So I kept Bijan. We'll see how it goes.
Family leagues are fun like that. Like I literally completed my family draft probably a half hour ago. And every year, it's on Yahoo. Every year, I get through it. My report card is an A+, and it projects me to go like 14-0 or 13-1. And every year, I somehow miss the playoffs. So, 2 years ago, I loaded up. 2 years ago, I loaded up on Steelers, and they all got hurt. Last year, I forget who I had, but they all got hurt. This year, I have all the Bengals, so I can assure you the Bengals are going to get hurt.
Of course, right? That's just how it always goes. Sometimes there's always those leaks.
And then it's the worst because then they bust your balls because they're like, and you do this for a living. I'm like, motherfucker. I'm like, look at my team. My team, I should show you this after. I was actually going to come on and do a recap of my draft. And then I was like, I'll just crash his. But the team is ridiculous.
They're like, let's go. I hope it works out. I mean, that's like that dynasty draft I'm doing. Like the thing is, in that league, I set it up because there's like my brother and a few of his buddies. They've never played Dynasty, so they wanted to do Dynasty League. I was like, yeah, I'll set it up. We get to the 3rd round reversal, and that like half the league is baffled on what the fucking 3rd round reversal is. I love that. Yeah, I probably should have told you guys. Like it was in the bylaws, but they didn't read it, because life and such is the things that happen. So I had to like explain that mid draft because they're like, oh, I would have picked the 112. I was like, well, that's why I picked the 112. It flipped back, but live and learn, I guess, is one way to do it.
It's such a different beast. How did that just happen where we had – are these picks not updated or did we just pick out an order?
No, the commissioner is just assigning, like, the keepers for each team. So, like,
okay.
He didn't do it, so he forgot to do it. So that's why we're in the middle of this as this is getting reversed. Yep, so he's – nice. This draft is going to take a minute. Shocker.
No worries, but family leagues are like that. But like I said, it's funny because after doing an off season of like expert drafts, this is my first real. Like I've had a couple of work leagues, but the work leagues typically they know what they're doing. The family leagues haven't, and the family league was fun today because you can tell like there's guys who were going way higher than I would have ever expected, but like. They had name value. So, the Godwins and the Deontay's who I normally target, they didn't slide because they had name value. But guys, like I got Jerome Ford in the 15th round. So
you're like, let's go.
Yeah. So. But it's amazing. So I like to, if I don't get it, I go top 4 tight end, top 4, because this is 10-teamer. Top 4 tight end, top 4 QB. I missed on both of those because I got auto-drafted. And so 8 of the 10 teams had a quarterback inside the first 4 rounds. Somehow I managed to get Evan Engram, Joe Burrow in the 9th and 10th round. So I'm like, fuck, I don't mind that. Don't hate
like
that.
I'm debating what I'm going to do quarterback. Like I'm probably just going to punt for Caleb or Jane Daniels and just play with that and go heavy like skill position players.
So how many keepers do you have?
Just one. This is the thing that
Bijan?
sucks. If this was, yeah, so it was Bijan. I was like, it's half PPR too. If it was full PPR, I would have kept Wilson.
How
But
many
the fact it's
rounds?
half. This draft is 14 rounds, I guess. Yeah, so you can see the keepers they still have set down here.
Okay.
McCaffrey, Jefferson, CeeDee Lamb. So the big dogs still got to go to their spot. So the draft is about to kick off here.
Scoring or anything? No tight end premium or anything weird?
No, nothing like that. Nothing crazy. I can pull up the scoring settings real quick.
No, it's all good. It's a home league. It's what you expect. So.
Yeah, so let's see.
99. Check your fucking inbox.
Dude, it's so much. There's like, I don't know what it is. Like, they're literally.
You can click on that and go to mark all as read, right?
I have, and they don't disappear. It's so frustrating. So I have to like do like weird stuff. I don't even mess with it. I don't care.
I know.
Like, it was at 100%
sometimes.
I can't get it below like 80. There's certain ones like I view them and they're just like, nope, don't worry about it. And I'm like, bro, what the hell? Like, what is going on here? So yeah, you can see that's there. All right, are we starting this off? Let's go, baby! Come on.
So you have Bijan, and your first pick is gonna be.
So you'll see, I have 2 in the second. So I traded from 2 years ago. I got this guy Sal.
So only one guy get to make a first round pick. The rest were keepers.
Yeah, you have that option. Yeah, they're like, who was it? Somebody decided that they didn't. Yeah. So Andy gets to pick. Look at like Brees Hall still.
And then we're starting at the 201. So you're picking like the 10th pick of the draft.
Yeah, it's a tough spot to be because I'm gonna miss on these guys, and I'm gonna have to choose between like the Londons, the Achans, and those guys. And
you're aiming wide receiver, I assume, right?
I'm hoping one of these wide receiver falls, but I don't know if they're going to. So we'll see. Like we get Brees Hall, Jonathan Taylor because I'm PPR. Like ideally, I want
the receivers for me for a sec.
We'll see. Wait, what?
Can you click on receiver tab?
Yeah. So
your commission isn't all that organized, eh?
No, not at all. Amon-Ra, Garrett Wilson, Marvin Harrison are the top guys, and then it's like I really don't want to go Devontae Adams. Like that's just chaos I don't want to live for right now.
You might end up having to go the old robust running back.
Yeah, so many teams doing this league. That's ideally I just want to go hero RB with Bijan and just pepper the other positions because it's 2 running backs, 2 wide receivers, a tight end, 2 flexes. So I just want like elite players everywhere I possibly can, and then my RB2 is someone like one of those middling RB2s that we all kind of do that.
I assume you're not looking quarterback here, right?
No.
Are you thinking tight end, first tight end if you don't like the receiver? Or?
It's like I'm gonna try. I'm more than likely gonna take wide receiver, but like, dude, Derrick Henry staring me in the face. It's always so
you
tempting.
Might get a receiver. Look, only one's gone off the board out of the non-keepers, St. Brown.
I know. So I gotta make it these next 3 picks because I get 2 picks back to back here. Ideally, I want Garrett Wilson to fall, and then I'm gonna take Devon Achane, and I'm just gonna go with that if that happens. But if I go,
you get back to back. I didn't see that. You're 208 and 209.
Yeah, because I have Sal's second round pick from a few years ago that I made a trade. So that really boosts me. And then I have like somebody's 8th pick way down here from another trade. But there goes Garrett Wilson and the son of a bitch. So this puts me in a really weird spot. So like it's basically gonna have to like kind of reach for one of these guys, and it's half PPR. This is what I don't like.
I don't know if it's a reach for Harrison or Nakua. I think I prefer Nakua. But
yeah, like I've kind of like I'm flipping it back and forth. But yeah, so now I'm on the clock. It's half PPR. The one guy I am going to take is Devon Achane. I'm going to grab him, and then I'm going to decide which wide receiver I want between Nakua and Harrison. I think it's easier like to go for the stack if I want to do it with Kyler. That's kind of my thought process. And just, shoot the moon with Marvin Harrison and see how that goes. Because, like, if I wait until, like, the next round, there's, like, all these good wide receivers who I can fall, like the Debos and those guys. So, or Jalen Waddle and Nico. I think that's, like, kind of a cool spot to go. So, I'm going to go Achane here, and then I'm going to go Harrison and just run with it and see how it happens to give myself a wide receiver and see who kind of falls back on the back. Ideally, like Nico is the guy I'm targeting in the 3rd, if that's the guy who falls.
I love the group in the 3rd and 4th of James Cook, Rachaad White. They seem to fall for some reason. I love double tapping those. I'm not going to lie. I love drafting on one of the first 3 slots, and I don't care which side. I just love being able to have the short turn double tap and just kind of playing, hey, I want these 2 here.
I like it. It's always fun when you do that. You're like that. That's why I always like being on the end. In Dynasty, it's terrifying because you kind of have to reach, right? But in redraft, like
it's terrifying in Superflex if you don't go QB early. But it is what it 100%.
is. It's too funny. Yeah. So like, if I get the wide receiver on the turn here, which I'm more than likely going to do because I don't really like these running backs here, then I'm gonna like I might be eyeing a quarterback in the fourth. Like we'll see what happens. Tight end, quarterback, kind of get those elite guys, and then play the flex game. We'll see how it goes. Because Nico's like way down the list. Like that's the thing. Like Nico's super buried in like the rankings, as we know. And same thing with Waddle, but I prefer them to like almost all of these wide receivers. I basically could go Adams or London or whoever. Like, what would you do in this spot?
Okay, I'm looking. I'm not a big London fan. I get Adams. Josh Jacobs looks real sexy right now. I'm not gonna lie. Out of the people I can see on your board right now, I think I like all the running backs. I like Jacobs and then the two running backs I named, or if you want to go tight end one, which I normally don't. I have a ton of Ingram. Nobody ever goes after Ingram, but Josh Jacobs, I think, is the guy I want here.
Yeah, he's like I'm getting more and more bullish on him. Like, but I already went 2 running backs, so like I don't really want to go 3 out of my first 4. Like, I think I could play the game with.
What's the wide receiver tab look like? Click on it.
Wide receivers right now, it's Brandon Ayuk, Deebo Samuel, Mike Evans, Nico Collins. Like these are really, really good wide receivers, right? Like in this range.
Deebo.
Yeah, I like Deebo a lot. Like Nico's my personal favorite of this group, who I'm probably gonna go. But like Deebo, Ayuk, either one of the 49ers. Hell, Mike Evans is solid. You know what you're getting. But yeah, like if one of these guys later falls to me, so like a Cook or Mixon or Walker, I would rather do that instead of going running back now.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
Flipping the wide receiver. So
I like Deebo in this. I get you like Nico. It's just there's a lot of mouths there. I get there's a lot of mouths in San Fran, but
I'm much higher on
Deebo than Ayuk. I know.
And also, like, I get the higher end quarterback to pair by doing that. So if I don't get Kyler, I can do Stroud and go that with Nico, right? Like, so I kind of like want to give myself.
This might be a spot for Mike Evans. Actually, he seems to be the only one of those guys who's the guaranteed one. I don't know.
Yeah. Like I'm just bullish on Nico. I think he's locked in. I know SC's like more bullish on Stephon Diggs. I kind of like it.
No, I'm bullish. I agree with Nico too. I don't know. Yeah. That's a spot where I don't like any of those wide receivers. I think I would have taken Jacobs and then just taken whatever receiver falls to me. But then having said that, when it gets back to you at the 409 and the 504, I probably would have tried for Josh Jacobs or James Cook and Rashad White and just punted wide receiver because I don't know. There's something the running backs that seem to fall to me because wide receiver gets pushed up so high. They look so sexy and I can't turn them down. And I always see the value.
Dude, like I'm gonna be staring Neighbors. I'll probably be staring Neighbors in this range. If he's there, I'm gonna take him. But like it's like just because I love the upside bet of him, and you know me, like I love just like shooting the moon, and sometimes it'll kill me. But like in this range of pick, who like I could get Walker. That's a hell of a good pick right there. Or like you talked about McBride, and then I just really go all Arizona, which I don't know if I actually want to do that.
I had that earlier in my draft, and I was like, oh, I was debating between a couple of running backs, and I was scrolling through, and I was like, wait, Ken Walker's still here? And I'm like, it wasn't like I was debating between three running backs and a receiver. And I was like, fuck, I got to go Walker. And I just drafted Walker. And I was like, I can't believe he's here. So,
right. I mean, like, I could have probably gone Jalen Hurts since he's my QB1 and gone that. It's just like, I don't mind Stroud, Richardson. Like we talked about earlier today, right? Like, I don't mind Kyler. I don't mind Richardson. I don't mind any of those guys. So I think.
Oh, I know. You're in single QB. So it's single QB, right?
Yep.
Wait for the Burrow's been plummeting everywhere. Herbert. You've got Richardson, CJ. I mean, Lamar and Hurts are going to go soon. Stroud and Richardson are probably, but I'm fine waiting till the 8th or 9th round and going with the sweet spot for me of Burrow, Kyler, Dak. One of those 3 you're going to get anywhere you want. And I'm fine with any of those. So.
Well, there goes Neighbors. That takes that one off my list. That's like an early pick for him.
I'm telling you that the one or more of the 2 running backs I told you is what's going to slip to you.
Yeah, I mean, if James Cook falls to me, like me some James Cook, or like we talked about Walker, like I'm fine with that. And then on the turn, I just either grab the tight end. But like tight ends, like I like those 6 tight ends, like we've always talked about. So I don't really want to
have any. Position. There's 2 off the board. I never seem to get Laporta. I never get Laporta, Kelsey, or McBride. I get Andrews, Kittle, Ingram. Who am I missing?
Pitts
Pitts.
and
I get those ones. I get like the second tier. I never get these two or McBride. They always seem to go. That's this third.
Ooh.
Okay, what is it with home drafts? I was just gonna say in my league it went like earlier an hour ago. It went Kelsey, Laporta, Kittle, and then
That's
it goes
crazy.
Kelsey, Laporta, Kittle in yours. Is it just home leagues? They have the name recognition, so they're
I
going.
think so.
You know, another one who slipped. Kincaid fell in mine, and that's not a bad option.
I bet you he does in this one too. Like that's just how it kind of goes, right? So. Yeah, I think this is like
I got Ingram in like the 9th.
Yeah, I guess just sometimes it's just really easy how this falls to you, and you're like, oh yeah. By the way, what did you put in for this logo? Because it's kind of crazy. Is this just like is that a person? Like, what is that? Because like I was so curious when you made that design for it. I was like,
see, okay, so I had it the way it is. I was gonna try and move it down so you could see some of it, but I don't know how the board looks that way. That is literally an AI logo. I typed in a description of what I wanted, and there's kind of a Seahawks logo in the middle, and it's Seahawks theme.
Yeah, I like it. It's cool. I just couldn't tell what it was. I was like, I'm not sure what that top thing is.
It's also, if you look over under your brand where the logos are, it's in there by itself.
Yeah. Okay. I got you. Cool.
It's also saved on Canva if you need it for anything. I got bored and I decided that I'm like, screw it. I'm just going to create a custom logo for every single one of us. So that's what
what's cool is that Grok thing. It works like surprisingly really well.
Oh, really? I haven't tried it.
Well, all right. So I'm going to recap this draft so far. So like as we've seen it, we got in the second round it went Drake London, Chris Olave, Puka Nacua, Marvin Harrison. That's the wide receiver run, and then HN, right? Actually, sorry, it's flipped. It went the other way, and then it went Pacheco, Adams, Josh Allen, Nico Collins, Josh Jacobs, Deebo Samuel. Here comes the tight end run. DK Metcalf, Sam Laporta, Malik Neighbors, Brandon Ayuk, Jalen Hurts, Joe Mixon, and then we get to the fourth, and it goes George Kittle, tight end, Rachaad White, Ken Walker, because it's the Seahawks local draft, no surprise there. Mark Andrews, Lamar Jackson back-to-back, then Cooper Kupp, which is interesting. Like, I'm not super confident with it. But this is the thing, dude. If I'm going to get Jalen Waddle here, like, I'm going to fucking take Jalen Waddle. Like, he should not be falling this late. But this is the whole thing with how the drafts go. So,
I think for you, worst case scenario here is if the next 2 picks are Waddle, Cook. Those are, I think, the top 2. Although I like Pittman too, so even Evans, I guess. But
in half PPR, I'm a little less on Pittman because he's such like a PPR monster. All right, yeah. If Waddle falls to me, this is just too easy. Like I think Waddle
tight end though, because Ingram and Kincaid aren't going to be drafted highly, and I'm happy with Ingram.
Like,
I don't know about you.
I'm fine with one of Bowers. Worries me. I'm fine in Dynasty with Bowers.
Oh no, I don't want Bowers.
I want one of the 3. So I want McBride, Kincaid, or Pitts. And there goes Waddle. Fucking Sal. That's who I wanted. Damn it.
I got Bowers in the 16th round of my home league like an hour ago.
Great.
They just completely punted him.
So I could either go James Cook here and really do this, or I'm going to play the QB waiting game because there's only my brother's.
Oh, yeah. I'm not even considering QB.
So there's only 2 quarterbacks here. So I'm probably going to take James Cook because in half PPR, I think he could be really, really good.
I think it's Cook.
I think he's the pick too. I'm going to go by flex and see who's the highest. Yeah. So it's basically the highest projected guys are DJ Moore, Amari Cooper, Tank Dell. And they all seem
I never think to do that. Click on the flex. I always go running back, wide receiver. That's clever.
Yeah. So I'm just like curious. Yeah. So yeah, I'm going to go James Cook, and then I'm not taking a running back for a long time here. Like that'll give me 3 running backs in the top 6. Like I don't want to take any more running backs. So I'm going to go James Cook.
No. So if it gets around to you and no tight end goes, I think you take a receiver. If a tight end goes, I think you nail down Pitts, Kincaid, Ingram, and then take a receiver next. But that's just my approach about you.
This spot in the wide receiver range is really flat to me personally. Like DJ Moore is really good, but like it's super flat because like we can go down a ways. Like Cooper, we go down to like kind of the like Worthy and the like. I want to take advantage of the Kansas City discount with Worthy and freaking Rashee Rice. Like they're falling super far, and Godwin, who we talk about, and Deontay. Like I'm fine flexing one of those guys. So like I'm gonna prioritize either tight end or QB here. Like I think, and if Richardson falls, that's really tough. But the stack CJ Stroud, it just is a lot of fun. And then it's like the tight end with McBride. I just don't know if I go Harrison and McBride, then I almost have to get Kyler because like I'm taking those 2 dudes naked, and that just is kind of weird to me. So we'll see how it goes.
Yeah, I forgot McBride's even on the board still.
Yeah, he's like the top guy. So the thing is, like, where's Kyler? I want to see what Kyler's ADP is because that's the thing I'm a little worried about. Where is he? He's he's way down 70. Yeah, so I could play this game where I wait.
Yeah, I'm not even considering quarterback here. There's like 7 I'm willing to take as my starters. So
yeah, I think McBride he's like my tight end 1. So I just really go all Arizona here and just have fun with it. For me personally, like Richardson or Stroud are really good picks to go with, or kind of like I don't have Burrow in the same tier like we talked about today. Like I have Murray, Stroud, Richardson all kind of together, and like when I'm stacking in like these home leagues, that's fine. I don't know if I want to go all in on one offense, so I think I might diversify it by going either Stroud or take Richardson, and then whatever tight end falls, even though McBride's a really good pick here, and go that. Like I know you said you don't want a quarterback, right? So.
yeah, I'm not considering a quarterback at this spot. I'm either going. Well, I think I'm probably locking down I don't know, the tight, because I was gonna say take the tight end and punt wide receiver, but none of the tight ends have gone here, and the wide receivers are thinning out pretty quickly.
There goes McBride.
I think I take a wide receiver here. Who's left on the wide receiver?
It's Dell, it's Cooper, it's Higgins.
I think I go with Higgins or Pickens. I think is where I go.
Yeah, I don't mind them. I just I kind of would rather go the 1Z position here and get one of them. So I know I'm getting a top of like one of the positions. So either go quarterback here, but I can kind of play quarterback. So I think I want to go tight end and just lock in Kincaid or Pitts. But
see, it's funny. That's why I wait, because I like Ingram the best out of the 3, and he goes the latest.
Yeah, I like actually Kincaid's my favorite of this grouping of guys. I think he's pretty good. It's just like
take him now because he won't get back to you. So
yeah, like I don't think, and that's what I worry about. Like if I take one of them, what I don't want to do is get stuck in the Bowers territory. So I'm just gonna take Kincaid here. Even though Pitts would be a lot of fun, I'm gonna go Kincaid and just live with that and see how it happens. And see whatever quarterback is gonna fall, that's where I'm gonna. And there goes Stroud, which I don't know why he's taking Stroud if he freaking does not have any Houston Texans like that type of. And then there goes Richardson too. So ideally, I'm going to wait for Kyler, and hopefully Kyler gets back. I don't know if he's going to. If he doesn't, then I'll just keep going flex guys, which is fine.
Kyler, Dak, Burrow. That I know you don't like Burrow, but I think Kyler, Dak, Burrow have like an even tier there.
I have Burrow with like kind of Love and Dak. I just have Kyler above all of those guys. So like personally, if I'm going to punt, I'll punt it till these rookies. Like I'll go Caleb or I'll go Jaden, and then I'll get like Geno or something at the end. It's going to be interesting to see how it goes because we had those 2 quarterbacks go. So I'm wondering if that's going to, if like Kyler's the guy who I'm like, I think that's the best pick if he falls to me. And then I just hammer flex from that point out because then I have the tight end, I have the top quarterback, and we'll just, because we're only like the thing about this league is it's only 8 starters, I think. I don't know, 2, 4, 6. Yeah, it's only 8 starting spots. So like, because it's total team league, but you're starting less than 100 players each week. So I kind of want to make sure I get those high end positions. Yeah. So it's like, it's not a lot. It's like more like a smaller league where I want like as many good players in the like each position as possible. So if I can get the QB like Kyler, who I view as a difference maker, then yeah. But I would have no problem going with any one of these guys because they're all really good. And then there goes James Conner. It's gonna kind of like thin out with these flex spots. So that is the problem, though, right? Because like you have
the QB running back run here though is helping you. It'd be nice if a couple of these guys who don't have a tight end panic and take a tight end, allowing some of those receivers to fall to you.
That would be nice because like I know I'm gonna get one of those Chiefs guys if it's either Rashee Rice or Xavier Worthy because like they're buried. Like I know one of them's gonna fall to me.
It's not even close.
Yeah, like I took in that dynasty draft I'm in on the 8th round, or 7th round, I can't remember what it was, but I had a decision between 2, and I have a lot more Xavier Worthy, so I took Rashee Rice just as a diversification. But like I'm fine with either one of those guys. Whoever falls between those guys, like I just want one of those guys in Patrick Mahomes' offense because they're freaking studs. It's like I think ideally I get Kyler in the next round if it happens. Maybe it doesn't, and then I take whichever Kansas City Chief, and that kind of locks up my other flex spot. And my starting rotation is good, and then I just go high upside bets from that point forward.
I think Rice may be the most undervalued player in fantasy, aside from maybe Jerome Ford, but even that's changed with Chubb going on IR. So I have the most shares of Rice because he's got cheaper. There goes Burrow. I have second most. I have Hollywood because you could probably take Hollywood here in the last round or last round, stash him on your IR, and then pick up someone after. And then I have the least of Worthy just because he's the middle guy. So I always want the cheapest or who I have as the best. So he's just in the middle. But then you see Godwin go. So you'll see the names.
Godwin. Yeah. It's interesting because Godwin's buried. So like he actually had to like dig up Godwin to stick him.
Yeah,
Like I
name
think
value.
Rome Odunze is a hell of a good pick too here. Like I don't mind going Rome, but I would rather take the Kansas City offense just because I know what I'm getting with I was supposed to kill it. Hi babe, what's up? Is your foot dirty? What happened? Did you step on a chip? No, that's not good. You okay? Ugh. Yeah, this is the fun life of watching your kid with no meals here. So it's like
That wide receiver run didn't help there. Yeah, my kid's in the other room swearing at Fortnite or something. Terry McLaurin, I think, is very, very undervalued considering he's got a pretty good quarterback upgrade here and no competition. I also really like George Pickens. I wouldn't mind stacking either of those.
Yeah, well, I mean, like the thing is, like, who are you stacking Pickens? Are you going to go like Russ with
No.
Pickens?
I mean stacking run or wide receiver here and taking the two of them back.
Oh, Zamir White? No, hell no, I don't want to do that. There, good. Thank you for taking.
I think he might be Mike Davis 2.0.
I think so too. Yeah, and there's a ton of guys here. Like this whole area, like this is why I want Kyler because there's so many guys you can make the case for. If Pitts gets back to me in this round, I'll be pissed I took Kincaid because I could have got Pitts another round later, but he is the top guy on the board. So we'll see. There goes Najee, which is I like Najee a lot more than Zamir. I know like we kind of do too, but it's just really interesting this range of the draft. Like there's still so many ways you can possibly go. And it's like it's a decent bench. Like we have what is this 2, 4? There's still 6 bench spots. So I just take high upside shots. Monty.
You got more bench spots than you have starting spots.
Basically, I know it's kind of strange. So I know. Ooh, there goes Dak above Kyler. Interesting.
My first fantasy league I played in with one of my buddies in another city back when I used to live out of town. It was like 8 starters and like 14 bench spots. It's like what the fuck are we doing?
Crazy.
There's 8 starters. Why do we have 22 rounds in this draft? It's like such a shallow league, but there's no waiver wire because everyone has 40 players on their bench. And I'm like, what are we doing?
Right.
I think you pull the trigger on Kyler here if he gets to you.
Yeah, he's gonna because they both have quarterbacks. So no, I don't think anyone's that.
Pull the trigger on Kyler here. I think it's earlier than you wanted to, but I think you don't have much choice.
I got to because I don't want to play this game where like
he's going to try and stack him with McBride.
Yeah, so that's why I'm not going to. What's up?
Where's my moat?
Your moat's on the table up there. Go grab it. You can go grab it. Go grab it. It's fine. Yeah, so like I'm gonna
stack him. He's gonna stack him, so you have to.
Yeah, and my buddy just actually texted me. He is where is he at? He is in the pick. The SK Riley team. He's like, "Are you surprised Pitts hasn't gone?" And I'm like, yes, I am. He's the top guy on the board by far. So this is the thing that pisses me off. Like I could have waited it out. Obviously, this is the 50-50 game you play, right? Where you have the hindsight, but I would have gone like with one of those skill position players and taken, actually, I'm
gonna do it afterwards. I'm gonna do a recap of my draft from earlier, but I'm kind of happy I didn't live stream it because my family will actually watch the live stream of mine and they'll sit there and they'll draft all the guys I want because I'm talking about them. So in my league, I actually get no content because the fuckers are just sniping me the whole time. So.
That's too funny. I mean, yeah, we don't have a ton of people watching this one, but
took Kyler.
So yeah, take Kyler, lock up the Arizona offense.
So now you're going receiver here, basically.
Yep, lock in top guy. I'm gonna take one of the Chiefs guys. Whichever guy falls. I mean, there's Odunze there too, which I like a lot, but Worthy's fun. In half PPR, I think it's a little bit more interesting with Worthy than if it was 4 PPR Rice, but I'm just gonna take Rice because I know his role is more secure than when Hollywood comes back.
You're not a fan of McLaurin?
I'm not. I have a little bit of question marks about that offense with what's his face, the OC still doing his things, and yeah, I'm a little bit more worried about McLaurin. I think he's a solid pick. I just worry about what his upside is in that offense. Like that's my whole question mark. And I agree, Jay Daniels' upgrade. I think he's more like kind of like Lamar, where he steals kind of the offense, because he's.
You might be able to wait on Rice. I got Rice, I think, in my draft an hour ago on like 10th round, maybe.
Where's he at? So he is, I think
further
he's right
down.
here.
Oh, is
so
he?
He's like 10 spots. Yeah. So like based on
maybe not.
And there's Worthy right there too. Like I don't even want to play the game where I just I'm fine taking him here. But I'm probably gonna hammer wide receiver. And then there's Deontay, who I might be able to get in the next round after that.
Maybe he's been getting overdrafted a lot lately.
Yeah,
it's weird. I have no fears of Deontay over the last month. They all dried up. Same with Godwin.
Yeah, it makes sense. Everybody kind of corrected. I mean, he's just such a value. And then everyone's like, all right, let's take him now. So it's like, yeah, I get it. Right. And he's also one of those guys who in half PPR isn't as valuable, right? Because he's so dependent on the targets.
Yeah.
And he goes. Yeah, they're surprised. They're like, yeah, I auto drafted Kyle Pitts. So he's like, well, there it is. As soon as you talk about him, it's like, yep, that's how it goes. Interesting how some of these teams have. We have basically how many teams on quarterback? Stritch doesn't have a quarterback, and it's basically just the two. So yeah, like these guys can seriously wait the rest of the draft because no one's gonna take a QB2 until like double-digit rounds. Knowing how this league goes and how some guys, everyone is going to have a QB2 because that's home leagues and that's what they do, right? So, you can do it if you want to. I'm probably just going to let them do that and just like not take another one of the guys since I took a high-end quarterback and a high-end tight end. Like, there's no point in me to do that. So, it's all running backs and wide receivers from this point out. And who knows? Maybe one of these other guys falls and it will get interesting. But yeah, to your point, like Njoku's still there, tight end, like definitely could have waited if I wanted to do the Ingram.
Fucking Ingram's still there.
There goes Rice. Motherfucker. Well, looks like we're going to not do that. Interesting. I'm surprised he took him.
Go to the wide receiver board.
Well, we're like they had to reach for both of those guys. This guy already has 3 wide receivers. Oh, Nick Chubb. Oh, good luck with that one. I'm glad he did that. So I'm either going to take Worthy here or Romo Dunze. I don't really want to do the Christian Kirk thing. Like the thing is,
so much.
Yeah,
the guys you're targeting are the guys I'm not even considering. It's hilarious.
And like the thing is, like with Brian Thomas Jr., he's so buried in rankings. Like, look, I have to go so far down to find him or Jackson Smith and Jigba. These guys are super buried. I'm just gonna take Worthy because like I think that's a fun shot to go here, and like we'll just go with it and lock in the Chiefs guy wide receiver because it should be fun early on. I don't know how it's gonna go end of year, but like it's Patrick Mahomes. Like worst case, you know what? You get a good wide receiver attached to him. Yeah, the running backs, the running backs. I like Jonathan Brooks, who I'm going to try to get on the turn back.
Ford.
Yeah.
I have a lot of Ford. I have Spears. I have Chase Brown.
All right, so I'm going to highlight
Robinson. I'm trying to think of who else I have late. Who?
Yeah, Ford's pick 116. He's super buried, man.
I know. He is very, very buried.
So where's the different? Like, did Chase Brown already get drafted? I don't think so. Did he?
He's buried.
So Zach Moss is he really that far down? Like, wow, that's crazy. Where is he? Wow, he's one. Why is there such a gap in those two on Sleeper? That doesn't make any sense.
This is why we use my articles on ADP gaps per site.
If
you don't prep in advance, you get down and it's like, fuck, that guy was still on the board.
I know. I was gonna pull it up, but I didn't have time to pull it up because I was like, I might as well use it.
Well, Sleeper, I'm sure you've drafted on Sleeper so many times, you're starting to know which guys are buried.
The thing is, like, I'll still forget about those guys too. I'll be like in a draft, and then it comes up, and I'm like, oh my gosh! Like, of course, I could have just waited. So yeah, ideally, Jonathan Brooks get back to me here because I have 2 picks in this 8th round as well. So like, I get Brooks and somebody else. It's gonna be tight though because Jonathan Brooks is right there, so I need him to fall a little bit. I don't know if he's gonna. Oh well. Otherwise, I just take Deontay if I want or whatever. Like, there's a lot of good running backs in this range, so I'm not too worried about it.
I don't really like any of those receivers that were just taken. This is typically where I'm pivoting to another position. This is where I have a lot of shares of Ingram and a quarterback because I don't really have much of these receivers. I have no Ridley. I don't understand why Ridley goes there. That makes no sense.
I get it with the injury to DeAndre Hopkins and everything. Like, I think he should be above DeAndre Hopkins now. But yeah, like I don't think he should have got a massive spike. Like, I think it kind of should.
If he gets back to you, Ingram, I think, is flex worthy.
In half PPR, dude, that's such a risk. Like, I don't even want to play that game. Like, if I didn't have a tight end, yeah, I think he'd be like the perfect target in this range. What's up, man? You want to talk for a minute? I'm gonna go grab another for a second.
Sure. Where are we here? So we got Worthy, Keenan Allen, Roma Dunze, Calvin Ridley, Christian Kirk, Lad McConkey. We have a huge run on wide receivers. We got Strick. I think that's the one team. It's not. I can't see his first round pick, but I don't think it was a QB. So interesting to see if he continues to wait. He did. He did not pull a trigger on a quarterback. But it's funny. We were just saying how buried Zach Moss was, and then his buddy digs down deep here and pulls out Zach Moss, who was well off the board, I'm sure, at this point. This team here needs a tight end. I wouldn't be surprised they don't start going tight end here. We've still got, what do we got? Ingram and Njoku, and he goes Jaden Reed. Maybe he's going to hit it on the way around because the 12 spot already has George Kittle. So maybe he's thinking they're going to go what they're doing here. Receiver, running back, or receiver. They take Terry McLaurin, who was probably who I would have taken over any receiver in this round, but he made it all the way back here.
We're so back, baby. Oh, Terry McLaurin went, huh? There he goes.
Ferguson. Oh, so I thought the guy in the Andy Rev, I thought he was waiting and gambling on the tight end here, assuming the 12 spot wasn't going to take another one. And then I think he took one, but he took Ferguson. So I'd still go Ingram here. I think Ingram and Njoku, I think, need to go off the board this round. I
think that's a good spot for it. And Stritch has one. Who else? Let me actually zoom out so I can see. OG Nuck doesn't have a tight end. Cool Jazz doesn't have a tight end. And Travis, my brother.
And he goes B-Rob.
So he must be just punting, not really worried about who he gets at tight end. Goff?
Well, not everyone likes Njoku or Ingram as much as me, but
I guess it's really good. Like, I would be fine with any one of those guys. And if you want to take the upside shot on Bowers, go for it. Like, with a wide receiver run here, I don't know if Brooks is going to get back to me. Just looking at, that's way too far down. Okay, I can't control this thing at all. Looking at the team's running backs, like we have 2 running backs on this team, 2 on this team. 3.
Someone scrolled down and sniped Moss after us talking about him. Hey, they went way down and found him. The team who just took Goff.
Yeah, that makes sense. I'm surprised. Like, and interesting. I'm assuming what buddy Seamus does here because he's got kind of a mixed bag. I'm assuming he's going to go running back. And I was hyping up Brooks in the dynasty draft, so I would not be shocked if he takes Brooks here. But if he doesn't,
you know what, Brooks on the pup for a month, or the NFI, I guess, because it was a college injury. But
yeah, like we have enough bench spots. I'm not super worried about it. I'm super Keon Coleman. There go. Wait,
Jerry, how's it going?
Hey, he's going with your strategy of flexing a tight end. Interesting. That is.
I like that. It's Ingram, man. I think he's gonna have more volume and more. But then both of them go back to back. Wonder if any of your buddies are listening.
Maybe not. I don't know. If they are, well, then they're going to snipe me on Brooks. We'll find out. I'm going to be pissed. If he gets the fucking 2 picks before me and he goes, I'm going to be like, son of a. Yeah, and there goes Javonte. Sal, don't do it. You're going to piss me off, Sal.
I think you want Deontay here. That's who I prefer.
I'm going to go Brooks because I'm more bullish. And then I can play the game on Deontay and he might be able to come back to me. And I'm like, of the 2, I'm gonna in half PPR, I'm just gonna target like the guy who I've usually running back. And then if Deontay comes back, I got him back to back. Those are the 2. I have this pick and I have the next pick too, so I can go him and Deontay. So we'll take Brooks here, and then that leaves me. That's my. So I got plenty of wide receivers I can go.
Now take Deontay.
Yeah, Deontay's instead. I'm just gonna see how far down. There's Jackson Jigba. There's Brian Thomas. Interesting. Yeah, so with like going Worthy, and then I have those 2 high-end wide receivers, I think Deontay fits better because like Worthy's the more upside shot. We know Deontay's going to be peppered.
Your next pick, maybe.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna take one of these upside wide receivers here, but I mean, I love Tajay Spears. Like that's the guy who I really, really like. But I think JSN and BTJ are really, really good values. You could go DeAndre, like you talked about going forward. I think I could punt forward another if I wanted to take him. Like he might fall another round because he's so buried in ADP. And I don't think people are gonna like be that bullish for him, but we'll see. I mean, maybe they are. I don't know. In the drafts I've seen, like haven't seen a ton of people besides yourself who really push forward up. So I'm gonna play that waiting game. Let's find out. There goes Warren. Ooh, Warren's a good pick. Like I didn't even see him, but
I know it's worked out really well for me that nobody ever targets Ford. It's beautiful. I love it.
I mean, you gotta have.
I'll have a free RB2. Thank you.
Yeah, right. Especially, I don't. The thing is, like, yeah, I'm betting against Chubb. Foreman got put on waivers, and they've like brought him back, so they obviously don't value him that much, right? So it's clear Ford's going to play a significant role, and with them passing more, like Ford's going to be the passing down back. Like that's what you want. Like I think you're 100% right. Ford, if you're going to target running back in Cleveland, like Ford should be the guy. Now, Singletary is the cheap volume guy, so if anybody had like I took Brooks and they needed an RB2, he's the perfect guy to go for the first month. It might not be great, but you're going to get volume. All right, there's Hollywood, BTJ.
I think Hollywood hangs around a bit. I don't know. It's tough to tell. These fucking family drafts are so hard to tell because you never know who just loves the big name players. But
right, 100%. And like, he's got, so his roster has 4 wide receivers. It makes sense he goes running back. You'll notice in a lot of home leagues that like they like to have the same amount of running backs and wide receivers. But like my thought process,
I do that too.
If you're Lions beard and you go that heavy wide receiver, you should just fucking pound running back. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because like you have those high end guys. Like me, all right, I'm just gonna take. Ooh, do I do a JSN? I have not gotten much JSN. I think he's actually an interesting one. I know Jeremy loves him.
Yeah, this is a good spot for him, I think.
Yeah, I'll go JSN just because I think it's fun, and I don't have much of any JSN, to tell you the truth. So I'll grab JSN. That's probably gonna be my last wide receiver I take since it's half PPR, and then we're just the 3 final spots, all running backs, baby.
How many more rounds do you have?
We have. Well, no, my roster.
I was gonna say you got a lot more rounds left than 3.
Yeah, I don't know. I have because so this is right. So this league's weird. Like if you make a trade, you have to have a matching like a draft pick. You can't just do like a 2-for-1 draft pick trade. So I gave up my final 2 draft picks in this draft. So it's the 14th and the 13th round. I don't have a pick. So my final 3 are those 3 rounds. So I'm just gonna absolutely pound running back. Like that's the only positions I really care about this point are. So ideally I get Tajay next rounds. And then if Jerome Ford's there after that, I can take Jerome Ford. And then I'll probably go farther down. Let me just go to running backs and just do this. Let's see. Don't want Gus. There's Quorum. Do I take an upside shot on one of these guys? Right's fun. I want to actually go. Don't want to go freaking Kamani and just do that fun stuff. I don't actually know. We'll see. We'll see when I get there. We'll see.
I have no shares. That's another one. Kamani and Tracy, I got them in, I think, the last 2 rounds of my draft. They were I get to take them after everyone had already taken a kicker and a defense. I love family drafts. And having said that, I'll still finish 9th place and miss the playoffs because my entire team's going to get anthrax or something. So
that's how it goes, right? You're like, this team's great. Not so great. Okay.
It's like I look at Yahoo projections, and I'm projected to outscore on a season-long basis the next team by like 650 points, and somehow I'll end up being the lowest scoring team in the league with, I'll be starting fucking Derek. You know what's going to happen, right? I'm going to be starting Derek Carr all season. You know that, right?
It's going to be glorious. That's like, so we did a best ball home league draft, which is connected to my like one dynasty league that would have been in for like 10 years. I got an A+ on that on Fantasy Pros, and I'm like, this draft's gonna suck. I can already tell you. Yes. This team's gonna be ass. I was like,
yep. I see that.
And there goes.
I'm projected to win the league. I'm projected with an A+. Well, fuck, I'm gonna finish last place.
Exactly right. It's gonna be like, all right. So I need to pay attention to these buys because I have 3 in week 11, and I have 3 in week 12. Yeah. So week 11, week 12 are gonna be interesting for me.
You know what? I was at work the other day and I was using the Fantasy Pros draft assistant because I couldn't look it up. So I'm like, fuck it, let's just see who Fantasy Pros thinks. And I was like, oh, I want this guy. And then I looked at it and said, this guy has a major buy conflict. You already have 4 people. I showed that like 10 minutes ago. I was like, fuck, I didn't even notice that. So
you're like, good to know. That's where it comes in handy because like I wasn't even paying attention to buys, which is stupid on my part. I should have, but yeah, it's gonna be fun. So
sometimes you get so focused on collecting the value you don't realize it's a value because 9 of your guys have the same bye week, and it's like, oh well, fuck it, I guess I'm gonna go 13-1 and just punt that week.
Yeah, you're like, shit, maybe not gonna happen this time.
Guess we're punting that week. Or the funny part was I had one where it was like first year I think I played Scott Fishbowl. I ended up with like 6 people on the same bye, and it was first week of the playoffs, and I'm like, well, fuck.
This is good. This is real good. I'm feeling great about this roster.
Yeah, that's the old meme of the dog sitting on the chair with the house on fire, and he's like, "This is okay." Yeah, that's me. This is okay.
Yeah, you're like, this is fine. We're good.
Nothing to see here,
except my corpse of a roster.
Yeah.
All right. So
Good.
There goes Tajay. Son of a mother. That is should take Tajay because then I can take him whichever wide receiver I like down here. But that's life. We want to learn sometimes. I wonder how many teams are going to take 2 QBs here. We have Big Salt.
Jalen Polk in the 9th is insane.
Yeah, that's the hometown love right there because he went to Washington, right? And all these guys live in the Seattle area, so everyone lives within 30 minutes of Seattle. Like we're all Northwest, all that fun stuff. So yeah, you're going to see guys like that get steamed up. Like I bet you someone takes McMillan just for shits and giggles.
I hope Ford makes it back to you here. I think Ford's a good value if he gets back to you. And then maybe double tap him with Chuba. Did Chuba go?
No, I don't even know.
Because then you'll have there's Chuba right there at 130.
Yeah, he's buried. Yep.
Yeah, maybe not yet for Chuba, but
no.
You can start.
The thing is, like,
J.K. Dobbins. Christ.
That's early. I had him highlighted for later, and there goes BTJ. Son of a taking my guys. Well, that makes this pick a lot more interesting. It's a lot of guys I don't really like. So, all right, let's see. I think Zeke's the top projected running back, isn't he? Oh, it's Chase Brown. Yeah.
He's gone.
Oh yeah, we're gonna take Chase Brown. Hell yeah, I'll take Chase Brown.
Yeah, Brown and Ford would be nice if you could get both of them on the turn.
Yeah, that would be nice. I have gotten 0 Chase Ford, so I'm actually excited to get a Chase Ford. Hopefully nobody takes them.
Chase Brown or Jerome Ford? You combine the two.
Chase Brown. I've been not been able to get him in any drafts. So I'm like, you know what? Let's get a Chase Brown, see how it goes. Because we've been like big Zach Moss guys.
I had lots of shares of Spears and Ford early, and as we've gone on in the season, I have no shares of them because they're starting to go too high.
The price? Yeah, that makes sense. Let's see. Hollywood. All right, what are we doing, Nuck? Interesting. He got tight. Is he going to go quarterback? He's only got 3 running backs. This guy loves running back. I'll be shocked if he doesn't take running back. Oh, I am shocked. Wow. I'm kind of surprised we've seen so many wide receivers go in half PPR. Like, I mean, I get it, but it is kind of surprising. Who's got there goes Benson.
I don't get why. I get Benson is behind Connor and has upside. I don't understand why anyone takes him over Chase Brown or Jerome Ford.
I don't. My whole thing is like I talked about this with I'm blanking on his name. I went on a show like a week or 2 ago, and we were talking about like does actually Trey Benson have the upside? Like he's not really going to be a pass catcher on top because the other guys have on the roster. So if a Connor injury happens, like people are treating him as if he's going to be a bell count. I don't think that's going to be the case. So
you've got 3 teams in here who drafted 2 of the top 12 tight ends. A lot of double tight end builds. I assume you're going Chase Brown here.
Yeah, I'm gonna take Chase Brown. Yeah. Where's my watch list? All right, let's
Q over to the right next to your roster. Right, left there.
And there you are, Chase Brown. Woohoo! Welcome to the squad, Chase Brown. All right, so we got 2 picks left. Take another running back here, and then we'll just
Dowdle. Jerome Ford and Dowdle.
Yeah, it's sexy stuff right there. Let me tell you what.
There
goes Ford. He goes for listening.
God damn it, Jerome Ford.
I know. I was like, man. Oh well, that's how it be.
Dirty rat bastard.
Yeah, like I don't even really want to play the Dowdle game. Like I get it, he's gonna see volume, but man, I just don't think he's very good. The thing is, like these wide receivers are just not great options. Like this is real deep in wide receiver range, which is why I'm surprised people are pushing him up so hard. It's like, what wide receiver is anybody gonna take here? Like it's just gross. I don't want any of the wide receivers.
I ask a question for content here as I write an article. I'm doing research for an article while we do your draft. Got any QBs you're thinking? I'm doing my sit, start, stash, quit. I'm not doing the sit, start part. I'm doing QBs I want to stash and QBs I'm ready to quit. You got any QBs you're out on already? You're ready to just move on from completely?
Yeah, like I don't want to play the Deshaun Watson game. Like I'm fine just not playing that game.
I just added him to the list of stash quarterbacks, you dirty rat bastard. I fucking hate you.
It depends. Like it all depends on cost. To tell you the truth, like I actually Tua is a guy I'm not really into, even though he could lead the league in passing yards. But like,
I had Derek Carr on my quit list, and that's it.
You know, I fucking hate some Derek Carr. Like, yeah, like I don't want to play that game either. I'm kind of over the Pittsburgh quarterback, so I don't really want to play Justin Fields, and I don't want to do that.
Actually, I was writing Russ as you said that, so that's funny.
Yeah, because like I'm looking in this range of quarterback, and it's like, so people are talking themselves into Sam Darnold, and I think that's just a disaster waiting to happen. So you could throw Sam Darnold on the list too. I don't know if anybody's gonna do it or not, but it just sounds awful. Ooh, Jameson Williams is still on the board. I didn't even see him. Interesting. All right,
really? Wow, that would have been good value on JMO. I thought
I was kind of
gone. Maybe it was Javante I seen. I don't know.
Yeah, he went a little bit ago, but that's fine. I'll take who was the guy? I mean, I guess I could take Rico. I just don't really feel great about it. I actually think I'm gonna take a handcuff running back that has like more upside. I just don't know if
are Vidal and Tracy off the board yet?
I don't think so. Maybe did they go?
They're buried. Type them.
Must be.
Oh yeah, way down there.
Yeah, so that was actually a fun one. Oh. Dude, what can I type? I guess he's gone. So Tracy, I don't know. I don't see him. I'm typing their names. They're gone. Somebody must have taken them. So where? I don't see them at all. Huh.
No, you've got to have something wrong on the settings. Just hit all.
Oh, there it is. Okay. This makes so much more sense.
Okay.
I had watch list. Oh, see, like it's 80 Mitchell. This is ridiculous. There's way better players that actually like your. Okay.
I was gonna say, what is going on here? Why are you? Yeah,
I know. I was so confused too.
Hawkinson's a nice stash there in the 11th round for an injury. That's the latest I've seen him go. I seen him go in the 6th round yesterday. I don't want to stash him at that price, but
no, the 10th round. Where's Hawkinson? He's like where's tight ends? Oh yeah, he's that's good. I wish it was available. So I'm just gonna take 80 Mitchell here because I think that's a fun.
Romeo Dobbs is nice. I like Dobbs.
Yeah, he's gonna run a ton of routes, or like Josh Palmer. Like Josh Palmer's fine too. Like that guy's gonna be freaking Justin Herbert's wide receiver 1, unless you're the Lab McConkey guy. But there's actually a lot. Okay, this makes so much more sense because I was like, dude, what the hell is going on? All right, let us do it. Do I take Dowdle here? Nah. Charbonnet. You can tell I have no idea what I'm doing here. Okay, just give me 80 Mitchell. Let's just do it. Yeah, I'm basically like, yeah, whatever. This is just a dart throw pick, so have fun with it. All right, this makes so much more sense because I was like, dude, there's got to be some players available. Yeah, I thought about going Charbonnet, but I was like, yeah, let's get another wide receiver from. All right, which running back? Yeah, I'll come back and get like a Tracy or Vidal and just round it out with that. I think that'll be fine. That's an upside shot. Because as fun as Rico is, like, he's not really even going to play with my running backs, to tell you the truth. Unless I get serious injury. But if I get serious injury, then, that's what it is.
Who are you quitting at running back while you're talking running back? Like I said,
let's look through this list of running backs on here.
Dalvin Cook.
Oh yeah, he's cooked.
I think I'm quitting Dalvin or Nick Chubb. I think I'm quitting
Chubb. I'm not doing DeAndre Swift. Zamir White. I'm not doing that either.
J.K. Dobbins.
Aaron Jones. Aaron Jones is another guy. I'm not doing that. Let's keep going higher. There's got to be some other guys up here I don't really want to do because it's all ADP related.
Well, I don't want to go too high on the cut list.
Yeah, I mean, at prices, like
Jones is one where I'm not really in on him. But if you want to give me Jones in the 12th round, I'll take him. He's not a complete like I'm talking guys where I don't want them like Calvin Ridley. I don't want him at any cost. I'm just
I don't mind Calvin Ridley, but yeah, I get your point. Zeke, I have him on a couple dynasty rosters, so unfortunately, it is what it is with that.
No, I'm talking region.
Zeke for sure, Cook, all those old running backs. The guys are just fine. Like no thanks on those guys. And I'm not doing Gus Edwards. I'll tell you that much for sure. Like I'm not drafting Gus Edwards. Like it's just not doing it. So if you want that one, there you go. That's a guy I'm like, nope, just no, we're not doing it.
How many rounds you got left in this? I feel like my draft was 18 rounds, though, I guess. 10 teams, but 18 rounds. We went almost 2 hours.
Yeah, this it's a pick a minute or 60 seconds a pick.
Ours was 2 minutes. That's why.
Yeah, it's going pretty well. I mean, it's fun. I don't mind it.
Who are we quitting here at wide receiver? Let's see.
You could do Mike Williams. I don't want to do Mike Williams.
Mike Williams. There we go. Mike Williams. Thank you.
Gabe Davis is another one. No thanks.
No, I am not out on. I'm always out on Gabe Davis. I don't think I'm out on Gabe Davis right now.
I think he's actually fine. I just don't ever want to be in the position where I'm playing him. And if he's on my roster, that's probably gonna happen.
Oh God, no! I don't want to fucking play him. I said, I don't want that. That's just asinine. Brandon Cooks. I'm Brandon Cooks.
Thielen and Cooks not do it. I don't even want to roster those guys. To tell you the truth, just don't think. You could say QJ. He's so bad. QJ.
Darius Toney.
Yeah, the guy that's not even on our roster. You could also say, I just don't want to do the Roman Wilson thing. Like I just don't think it's gonna work out for him. So I'm just not gonna do the Roman Wilson thing. I'll be if I'm wrong on it. Also, another guy down here, Marvin Mims, not doing that either. No, thank you. Yeah. If you can't get onto the freaking roster when you have nobody,
there's a good chance you're going to talk me into putting a Michigan player into the drop list here. That's going to happen.
Let's see what Jerry said here. Deshaun Watson? Yeah, I agree. This is the last year for Deshaun Watson. If it doesn't happen this year, like he's gonna be sitting on that roster because I don't know who's trading for him. But like this is the last year he's gonna have dynasty value if he falls. I would definitely say that because it could fall apart completely. Because people are already super sketched out about him as it is, so it's like you kind of have to make the bet this year. Let's see. Oh yeah, you can say Troy Franklin. Like I don't think he's ever gonna be anything. If you want to just put a rookie on there that. You notice like all these late round rookies, I'm just like
literally writing Troy Franklin in as a stash as you tell me to add him to my quit list. You fucking maniac. I'm gonna quit on a rookie receiver
Before he's even playing
with his own quarterback before he ever
Whoa.
plays a game. I get it. He looks like shit in the preseason, but fuck, I didn't quit that early on him. Holy shit.
You notice how I picked like multiple Broncos running or wide receivers? I'm just like, no, thank you.
You're impatient with rookies, eh?
Well, like the cost Troy Franklin was going at, I always thought was absurd. Like he was going early second rookie draft. I'm like, the fuck are we doing here, people? You all are pushing way up. It's like, dude, don't force it. It's like, right. Ooh, T-Law's a good pick there. I actually like that. Man, I'm surprised he's still available. Yeah, there's no like really high ups. Like I do love me some Geno Smith, but he's never gonna play over Kyler. So this is by week 10. Okay, good. Mitchell's 14. All right, running backs. Oh, I might just do handcuff. Just go for him.
Vidal or Tracy?
Yes. I also think Jordan Mason's a really good handcuff too. And he's like basically free. His ADP is 250 in 1 QB. It's even farther and less than 1 QB or in Superflex. So I always like getting him in the last round. Ty Chandler's solid pick. I like that one. Yeah, let's look at some of these rosters and see what we got here. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4. Only 4 teams with multiple quarterbacks. I am kind of surprised. Usually we expect more, but we still have a few rounds to go, so I expect more quarterbacks are going to go. Quite a good amount of teams with double tight end, which is an interesting strat. I don't know how I feel about that if it's not tight end premium, but you're getting a difference maker. Like we talk about Ingram, we talk about Bowers, we talk about Ferguson. They're all going to be top 10 guys. So yeah, I don't mind it. Then Hawkinson's another. I like the Hawkinson, like you talked about earlier. That's really good.
Yeah, that value. I don't mind him there. I've seen too many people dashing him in the fucking 6th, 7th, and 8th round, and that's insane because there's still good players there.
Mm-hmm. There goes Brock Purdy. That's a solid one. I don't think he's ever going to play for him, but all right. Jordan Mason will be fun, but let's go shoot the moon for. Who should I shoot the moon for? Tracy or Vidal? Should I do Vidal or Tracy?
I like Tracy better.
You like Tracy better? What's up with his injury? That's the one thing I'm worried about.
Yeah, he's been fine. I think it was just a minor thing, but I don't know. Just the reports. I loved Vidal early. I know he's going way higher. The reports on Vidal have been terrible. Like at one point, it seems like he was going to be cut from the team entirely.
Oh yeah, that came out and then he finally showed up. What's up?
I have a baby in
You have a baby? Does your baby like Tracy or Vidal? What's your name?
You have to tell again if it's a baby.
Okay, we're gonna go baby. We're gonna go Tracy. All right, baby Tracy. Oh, it's a Play-Doh baby.
Is that your last pick?
Yeah, that's my last pick. It's Tracy. Right. Let's go, baby. Woohoo! The roster is set. Because that's why I had it. So our roster, while all these scrubs draft the rest of their teams, we got Kyler Murray as the starting quarterback. Bijan Robinson is the RB1. Devon Achane, the RB2. Marvin Harrison Jr., wide receiver 1. Nico Collins, who I actually think is going to have a better year than Marvin Harrison Jr. So wide receiver 2, Dalton Kincaid, tight end 1. James Cook, flex, Xavier Worthy. And then the bench, my favorite running back stash, Jonathan Brooks, Deontay Johnson, the target magnet, Jackson Smith and Jigba. Why not a little Seahawks fun, right? Chase Brown, the running back, who could be the RB1 Cincinnati. Sounds like he will be. AD Mitchell, because he's a good player, and I like betting on good players. And last thing, rounding out, Tyrone Tracy. All right, and that is the draft. We'll see how it works out. We'll look back in 6 months and I'm like, oh, this draft sucked. Or be like, hey, you know what? Worked out. How are these bye weeks? Oh, of course, Tracy has a week 11 bye. Well, gonna need an injury for you to play there, Tracy. But you know what? We live and learn. Overall, I'm looking at the rest of these rosters. Who is my favorite? I don't feel great about Strich's roster at all. His QB1 is Goff. He's got Zamir White, Zach Moss as guys that are going to be flex players for him. Jalen, this is some serious variance roster on this team. I like the start. You got Kelsey and Amon-Ra St. Brown, but then it's just like
I don't love the 101 team at all.
The Lamb, Drake London. I mean, it really you need Drake London to absolutely smash. That's the thing. I like Jordan Love. I don't mind him. He's like a similar bet to Kirk.
I don't particularly care for the second team either.
Yeah. It really comes down to these two guys, these two wide receivers, right? Olave and Adams, whose situations we both hate. Kamara has the ugliest volume you're going to get, but he's volume. I don't mind Mostert. I'm not a big fan. I like the Rashee Rice pick, but overall, the Jaden Daniels pick is a nice savior for him. Like, that's the upside shot, so that could pay off. Here's my brother's team, and I'm just gonna roast it because he's my fucking brother. But McCaffrey, Nakua, Josh Allen, that's a really good start. That's hard to hate on that. Devontae Smith, he's a wide receiver 2 on his own team. Boo. Zay Flowers, can he be wide receiver 1 in Baltimore? I don't know. Ramondre Stevenson, Nick Chubb, that could go sideways really fast. Dallas Goedert is tight end 1. I know you hate Dallas Goedert. I'm not really a big fan of him either. He's got your guy Jerome Ford. Stafford,
I like the 8, the 9, and the 12 for me. I thought were all decent rosters.
Yeah, I mean it's nice when you start out like you have Mahomes as your keeper. You get Barkley, Cooper, Andrews. That's all really
That's
good.
an interesting one, though. That's an interesting question. I didn't really notice that. I hadn't scrolled it up enough. In a single QB league, why are you using a first-round pick on Mahomes as your keeper?
That's the thing. He's always he's loved Mahomes forever, so he's had him as his keeper.
I get that, but you can easily get him in the 2nd or 3rd round. Why not keep whoever the hell else he had in a 1st round there? St. Brown, maybe? I don't know.
I don't know who actually threw back. The interesting thing is he won this league 3 years in a row with Mahomes as his keeper, and I was just like, I gotta stop fucking giving this guy shit. Whatever it is working for him. He's put together really good teams, even though we'll look at these rosters. Same thing with this year. You get past Najee, it's McConkey, Coleman, Lockett. There's a bunch of just uncertainty with that skill position group. It could hit. He finds rosters to find a way. I don't know what it is. I think the running back room here is solid. I do worry about the wide receiver room for Andy Rev. If Higgins, Pickens, and Jaden Reed are your top guys, I think you're living under it. I don't know why the Incapables kept Stephon Diggs. That seemed like a terrible decision. I would just go blank and just take the best player on the board, Breece Hall, and then you could have got Amon-Ra St. Brown. Why would you keep Stephon Diggs? That's idiotic. I think that's worse than Patrick Mahomes. We know Mahomes is going to be good. Diggs might not be good.
Yeah, why would he keep Diggs at the 112?
Why not just draft Amon-Ra St. Brown or Garrett Wilson
or Kelsey at the? So I like the teams overall for 9, 10. Yes. No, I like 8, 9, and 12, but I don't understand some of these keepers. I don't really. Okay, so if you go through it, I like the first 5 out of the first 6. I don't like AJ Brown at 105. I'm not touching Kyron at 107. I don't want Mahomes with the 108. I don't want Kelsey with the 110, and I don't want Diggs with the 112. Some of these people aren't real good at their keeper evaluations, are they? I never really looked into it because it was already selected and set, so I never bothered to evaluate it. But some of these guys don't know shit about keeper value.
So, and also sometimes guys just don't want to play the risk game of going in with no keeper. So a lot of times they'll just pick the best player. And some of these teams were just ass last year, so that was their best keeper. I don't mind Kyron as a keeper. I think it's risky, but I understand the upside argument for it. I just don't think he's going to pay off that cost. So I'm with you. I would just rather go in. You could have freaking. Well, he was also in the middle, so no, you could have drafted Breece Hall. He could have drafted Breece Hall. So I don't know why these guys didn't check because our keeper set on Thursday, so everyone knew the players that were available. So you could have just went non-done, got rid of your keeper and just played the game and be all right, here's who's available. When you could have taken the first player on the board, because you would have had that first round pick. So yeah.
When I have a high-end player in a keeper league and I'm not sure I want to use a guy where he's probably AJ Brown's a great example. He's worth a first-round pick, but I don't want him at the 105. I always just default and I take someone in a later round. I've got one where I think my options was it wasn't AJ Brown at 5, but say it was AJ Brown at 5 or Zay Flowers in the 10th. I just said screw it. I know Zay Flowers wasn't sexy, but I'd rather keep Flowers in the 10th than waste a pick that high. I don't know. I wouldn't have gone about half those keepers in the first round for your league. I don't think I would have taken them.
It sucks because we can't do the round we got them in. If you got Puka Nakua last year, you picked him in waivers, you'd be your last round. Our league, it has to be the first round wherever you're keeping. So that kind of forces guys to make these. Yeah. Oh. So no matter who your keeper is going to be the next year, that's the thing that sucks because that's why all our keepers are set in the first round. I would love it if we switched it to say you draft whatever, I don't know, Jameis Williams, he goes off, right? And then you get your keeper in the 10th round. That would be dope, but that is not how this league is set up. So your keeper is auto the first round next year, whoever you keep. So that's the whole thing of
that's
I wouldn't have kept Kelsey either. I would just not done.
Well, that's what I said. I like Kelsey. I don't like Kelsey anywhere near that value, but
100%.
That's gross.
Agreed. Oh, Gibson's still available? That's a nice pick. There goes Kamani Vidal, one of the last picks. Well done. Shout out to Lions Beard. He's actually the commission's Lionsbeard, so he's the guy that commissions this league. So yeah, not bad. Not bad. How many teams ended with 2 quarterbacks league? 2. Everybody except me? Oh yeah, I love that. Let's see. Is it going to show the draft board? The quarterback's still available. Oh, Geno's still in it? This is cakewalk. If I need a quarterback, I'll get me some Geno. Like, there's some solid quarterbacks, bro. This is why I don't know why people draft 2 quarterbacks. Like, everybody does it every year in this league. And it's just home leagues. They always do it. Same thing with tight ends. Like, somebody, like, it's just, you don't need to do it, man. Like, if I'm on the tight end waiver wire, who am I going to go pick up? Sure, give me Hunter Henry, Tyler Conklin. It's fine.
I do it for, okay. It depends. With tight end, I'll take 2 tight ends if one of the ones I want is still available really late. Like I said, with Engram and Njoku. Quarterback, the only time, like I took a second quarterback in my draft earlier because we were getting to like the 2nd or 3rd last round, and there was one or 2 teams, maybe even 3 teams, who had punted quarterback and were gonna take someone like, I think it was who slipped to me. Someone of my QB too. It was either Herbert or Jaden Daniels fell to the last round, and I took him just because there was nobody left on the board. So it was like, do I want to take Tracy or play keep away from this team who needs him? And I took the quarterback just because it was a keep away move because I didn't like anyone in the round anyways. So screw them.
Yeah, I think it's more interesting. Like if you take a lower, like if you have Taysom Hill as your starting tight end, I'm fucking for sure getting another tight end. But like we talk about if we have, like McBride, like the Hawkinson value makes sense because he's a really good player. But if you have like Komet as the guy, like your backup tight end, like that just doesn't make sense to me. So yeah, it's all about roster construction, how you do it. So like I agree.
In my draft earlier, the one I had was, who did I say I drafted as my first tight end? I might have gotten Engram. So I got Engram late. Late. And then I got to, like I said, I don't know if it was the 14th, 15th, or 16th round, and Bowers was still there. So I said, like, I'm not even in on Bowers, but I was like, fuck it. And I just took Bowers. So in that league, I have 2 tight ends and 2 quarterbacks, and I don't normally do that. So
you're like, I mean, sometimes you got to do it, right? All right, let me check out what this assistant says. Or sorry, the view league. I want to see what the rankings are real quick. See who has the top ranked team according to Fantasy Pros, which I do not always confirm Fantasy Pros rankings. That is not what I'm saying right now, but I just kind of want to see these rankings. Do they have them up yet? They don't have it up yet. Boo. I guess I'll have it up later. That's too bad. Because you know how they'll like rank your league and stuff. I guess we're gonna have to come back to that. Well, not gonna be able to do it. Too bad. That's all right. Oh well. I think that'll probably wrap up our show.
Just a sec. I'm gonna try and share it with you. I don't know if I created because we always re-release these as a recording, not a live one. I'm gonna try. I tried to create a thumbnail for you for that. Let's see if I can share it quickly. I think this appropriately sums up every home league draft. So that's gonna be it. There you go. That's all your buddies sitting around the table doing your draft. So.
Did you see the one I used Grok for? It was like I was like, make a home league where it's like 12 people hanging out at the bar, drafting fantasy football, and it gave me the most crazy things. And I was like, all right, we gotta modify this a little bit, but it was pretty irritating. I think that is a very grab your attention thumbnail there.
I like it. I think it encapsulates a home league draft very well, I think.
100%. Everyone's like, oh, this is my best team. You're like, all right, cool. Good for you.
Nice.
That's my daughter screaming in the background. All right, I think my daughter is going a little wild, so we're gonna wrap this.
Yeah, it's telling me it's time to call it a night. I think. Hey.
We're doing wide receivers tomorrow, right?
I don't know. We are doing wide receivers or running backs. I couldn't tell you which one. Give me 8 seconds as I switch over to I'm switching over to our YouTube. Give me 3 seconds here. I'm just
let's see here.
Trying to load
for people that want to know, we are doing one episode tomorrow.
Live. 1 sec. We are doing tomorrow's the set. We're doing wide receiver first, then running back, and then we're gonna do Wednesday. We're gonna start with AFC home games, then NFC home games, then me and SC. He's got some Debbie stuff. I've got the fringe. Then we'll do Sunday, our first live sit start of the year.
Ooh, that's gonna be exciting. It's gonna be crazy. Like we're getting into it. I finally figured out how to set these up. Yeah, it's gonna be a fun week. I'll be doing some fun dynasty stuff on Tuesday and the fancy lowdown. So yeah, look forward to that, folks. Stay with us. And
yeah,
for that,
I didn't schedule it, so
you're good. It's fine. It's not a big deal. Yeah. So for myself, Aaron, Jeremy, SE, wherever those guys are at, we will see you mañana.